Hi Quarantine Kitchen friends, just have a little do-ahead prep work before we get to Saturday's fried chicken episode. We need to get the chicken cleaned up and we're gonna pound it out and then marinate it in some buttermilk. Ideally this should be done Friday or early Saturday. Ideally 2 hours on the marinade is just gonna help lock in some of the juiciness and then also tenderize the chicken a little bit. So in the recipe, I said to get boneless skin on chicken thighs. Definitely a more difficult cut to find. Typically you got boneless, skinless, or you have just the whole thighs. I like to get the boneless skin on because the bone, without the bone, it cooks at more of an even time, and the skin, I just like keeping the skin on. If you have boneless, skinless, that's totally fine. Skip what I'm doing now and then we're gonna pound it out and marinate it afterwards. So you'll just skip ahead to that step. But if you got whole thighs, let me just show you how to bone it out. So this is pretty straightforward. The thigh, it has just one single bone. You can see it right here. So we're just gonna cut down the middle to kind of expose the bone and then make cuts on either side of it to get underneath it. And then we're just gonna take the bone out like so. These were cleaned up pretty nice. Sometimes you'll get your thighs and there will be little pieces of the rib or some of the leg. Or like you can see right here, there's a little bit of cartilage. So anything that feels kind of hard or like bone, just go ahead and remove that. And then, yeah, you can save all those bones, make a stock, roast it off, and then cover it with water, put a little bit of vegetables in with it, and that makes a great little broth for soups or whatever else you're cooking. So yeah, let me show you one more of those. So again, just cutting down the bone to expose it. And cutting down on either side. And getting that knife underneath it. I'm using a sharp kind of utility knife. If you have a boning knife, that'd be great. Something with like a finer tip works really well because we're trying to get underneath this bone. If you have a bigger knife, it's gonna take more of the meat with it. But yeah, let me go ahead and get the rest of these cleaned up and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, so for the next step, we're gonna take our chicken that we've prepped. We took the bone out, so now I have boneless, skin on chicken thighs. If you're using boneless, skinless, we're at the same spot right now. So we're gonna put some plastic wrap on our work surface. And then we're gonna pull a little bit extra off so that we can fold it over the chicken when we put it on our board. So we're gonna take probably about 4 of these at a time, just because we want to pound them out so they're a little bit more uniform and a little thinner than they are, just so it'll cook about the same time, and just make it a nice, consistent cook time. So I'm using a meat tenderizer. You don't have one of these, empty wine bottle works great. The back of a saute pan will work also, rolling pin, anything like that. And we're not gonna try and pound them too thin. We're just trying to get to about, I'd say like ½ an inch, maybe a touch thinner than that. And this is gonna, like I said, just gonna make it so they all cook at about the same speed, so we don't have some that are done when there's still some raw pieces in the fry. So they're all, you can feel it, like there's no like hills and valleys. They're all pretty much the same size now. And now what we're gonna do is take it out of this plastic and cut them into a little bit smaller pieces. So like a smaller size thigh, you can see the thickness on that. It's about, like I said, half an inch. We're gonna cut these in half just so it's more of a manageable serving size. So that's about what we're looking for right there as far as the size. Just so they're all the same, and like I said, if they're all the same size, they're all gonna cook at the same time. So one of these was pretty big, like this is a lot bigger than that last one, so we'll probably cut this one in thirds. Just so again, we're getting all uniform sizing. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish these up, and then we'll come back and show you the final step. All right, final little step here. We've got our chicken. We took the bone out, we pounded it thin, and cut it into more manageable size, equal pieces. Now we're just gonna pour some buttermilk in. I think the recipe I said was about 2 cups, just enough to kind of cover it up. And you just want to get your hand in there and move it all around to make sure each piece is coated in that buttermilk. And that's really it. The rest of this we'll pick up on Saturday when we get to the class. Other do-aheads this week, there's a hot sauce, a vinegar hot sauce that goes with this dish. I've got the recipe on the website if you want to do that ahead of time. It's really simple. It's just putting all the ingredients for that sauce in a pot. You bring it up to a simmer for about 5 minutes, and then you blend it in your blender. So that sauce is actually kind of better the second day, or at least cooled down so that it's not hot. So if you want to get ahead and do that, that would be great too. Other than that, I'll see you guys on Saturday.